and real rewards. So I guess it benefits everybody else. So that's the ideal behind Gain for me, right? The new app launched by South Africa's tech company, Synapser, and they are flipping the script on digital advertising, redirecting local ad spend into South Africa, the South African wallets, and putting value back into the hands of everyday consumers. Here's how it works, right? Users watch short, targeted adverts, answer a question to validate, and they have also engaged, and then they're able to add points that are redeemable at retail partners, which I don't have to mention really, but I think you get the gist. So we are going to talk to Ross Joughin, who is a Synapser CCO. Good morning, Ross.
Good morning. Nice to meet you.
How are you?
Very, very well, thank you. And thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you. This conversation is long overdue. I think everybody just wants to know, how does it work?
Okay, no, it's an amazing story. A bunch of Africans, we really looked at what was the challenges in our world, and if we take a couple of things like, I don't know if you're aware, but the budget this year alone anticipated on digital advertising in South Africa alone is 17.8 billion. Now, predominantly that's going to the traditional digital channels that we've been experiencing for the last few years, but that all leaves us short. And let's be honest, I mean, those channels everybody is on is enjoying engagement with friends and families, and then obviously being good adverts, and that is how those platforms make their money. But at the end of the day, brands really want to connect with the consumers. That's the whole purpose of marketing. It's about creating awareness of your brand and driving that activity that people will go buy your products. So what we looked at is we said, well, why don't you flip the script, as you said so very kindly, and rather put the predominant amount of money from the advertising back into the consumer's pocket. So in essence, someone will go into the platform and they go in with a purpose. So it's is to actually consume adverts and engage with brands. The difference is, instead of the money being predominantly sent offshore to the platforms themselves, it is actually put back into the hands of the actual consumers themselves, as you so rightly said.
Okay, so these are just any ads that I come across online. Or where exactly? Because your ads are everywhere. Like they just.
Yes, no, thank you very much for clarifying that. So you download our app called Gain for Me, and what you do when you register, it's very important to understand, is that we are fully POPI compliant. We ensure that we don't share any private data around individuals. So when you load on, you are anonymized, you become a random code in the system, and then you are invited to share things about yourself. So you answer a general profile survey in which you then describe who you are, what are your likes, what are your dislikes, and we build up a profile around that code that's in the system. We've been running quite a few surveys on the system to enrich the data more. And as we build out that data set on that person, it enables brands to connect with their target audience, the people that they want to speak to. So our platform is very much a precision-based advertising platform in which brands can say, we want to target young mums who have children and they are looking at a specific product set that they're wanting to target, instead of just blasting the crowd out across social media channels and not necessarily getting to the right specifics. So that's how the platform works. So then brands will allocate budgets. And let me give you a practical example. So we're actually running a very focused campaign this weekend. A very prominent food manufacturer in the country has a special that's running in the up in Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Gauteng and Northwest, and they wanted to target the moms of the homes. They have a special running in our strategic off-ramp partners stores, and they've run a weekend campaign, and they've targeted 15,000 people on our platform in that area. So that's the precision that you can take the platform with.
So the platform must be big if the target is around 15,000, hey?
Well, actually, our platform, and if you don't mind, I can share the story of how we got here. So it's been a long journey when we started this journey, and I'm sure, as you're fully aware, it is difficult to get people to commit budgets unless you have a sizable audience. So the whole journey has been, we started on a chicken and egg situation, brands saying we love the idea, we want to connect with the audience, but we need to scale. Consumers, we couldn't launch the platform without having rewards and redeems, because that's what our whole platform is about. So we launched a campaign in May when we decided to launch the platform in full. It was a strategic campaign where we said anyone that signs up over a 10-week period, there would be 10 lucky winners who would win R1,000 each week in ShopRite vouchers. And then anyone that referred friends, the highest referrers, the winning person for that week won a TV, and the person that came second won a smartphone. And I tell you, I'm going to be totally honest, our biggest challenge came, it took us 9 weeks to actually get people to realize that we were not a scam. Because everybody on social media platforms were, this is a scam.
Skeptical.
This is a scam.
Yeah.
And it was so insightful to see, sitting on the social media channels, we had paid adverts running to obviously get awareness into the place, and the amount of scams that were piggybacking off our adverts. So they would put a scam in our comments, and we had a whole team just removing those scams. And it's tragic that there are so many people being taken advantage of. So we got to week 9, and when people started seeing the real benefits of what was happening, and the people in the communities that had won the money, and we're now starting to share it to their communities, saying, guys, look, I actually got groceries. I've been able to buy my family food. Suddenly we saw the numbers start taking off. And we're now sitting at about 115,000 people on the platform. But the really amazing thing is it's not concentrated just into 1 or 2 areas. We have a spread across the whole country, even into the rural areas, right up onto the border of Mozambique, Namibia, and Botswana. So that's been encouraging to see, is that it's reaching even into the rural areas, which is lovely.
So, Ross, I just want to get a bit technical, because you're saying when you go onto the app, you need to register, put your details. So I need to get a bit more technical in terms of, also you're saying you are compliant to the POPI Act as well. How are you then able to protect the data and still be able to give the advertiser correct, precise information of these audiences that they are on your platform?
I'm so glad you asked that. Thank you very much. Yeah, so let me give you some details. So the platform works as such. When you sign on, you register your account, and then your data is encrypted. So there's 2 registration details in there. There's the financial registration, because those points get transferred into real value, as into ShopRite vouchers. And so when you come onto the platform, you register, and then your data is fully encrypted, and there's a unique referral code. That's how anyone on the system would, as an advertiser, would only have a referral code. They don't know who you are. When you opt in to share data around who you are, it doesn't come back to your name. It comes back to the referral code. So an advertiser wouldn't be able to find you in the real world as a human. They would only know your referral code, that they can serve ads to you on that referral code because of the data. So you said, I like shopping, I buy my groceries here, these are the television programs I watch, all of those sort of things. You answer around that, and it's tied to that. Now, the other element, which is the critical side, which is obviously because we are dealing with the value, there is real value that's being transferred, is Synapse's core product that's built into Gain for Me is our product called Entry, which is a self-sovereign digital identity. So when you register the financial side, now it's so important to understand this, is we've designed the digital identity side of it to be able to be used by any African with a smartphone that is even down to not the high-end Samsungs or iPhones, because we all know that those phones have very sophisticated technology that actually builds a 3D map of your face. And they can tell that you're a real human being. On the lower phones, the face unlock technology is actually just taking a photograph of you using AI recognition to check that the photos match. So you can get an identity theft person that could steal your Facebook profile, hold it up to your phone, and it would unlock. So we embarked to solve that problem, is that we wanted our digital identity to work on any smartphone, that even at the lower levels. And we solved that. The product's called Entry, and when a person signs on, We run a color filter across the face that actually can pick up the pigmentation of what your skin does when different light is applied to it, similar to how a smartphone watch, the green light under a smartphone watch monitors your blood. So we run 9 color filters and take photographs to check that you're a real live human being. And once that's confirmed, we then do the recognition of checking against your ID document, and the face that scanned it, and we confirm that, and then we check against Home Affairs to make sure that you are the person. So for a brand's perspective, they know it's a real person. They know it's they don't know who it is. They know everything about the person, but they know it's a real verified identity in the background. And we then also ensure that there can only be one identity per account. So there's no chance of fraudulent clickbait and bots running, skimming all of the advertising revenues. It's an account per person. So it creates credibility for both sides, protecting the consumer and protecting the brands who obviously are going to put budgets on the platform.
So how does it work? I think you alluded to that at the beginning, looking at how then individuals are able to redeem their rewards. And can I get money, or right now is on that grocery tip that you are on at the moment? Because I'm not trying. I'm trying to avoid talking about the retailers themselves, in terms of blatant advertising at the moment. But I'm trying to understand at the moment, because you talk about this one that you're busy with in Limpopo, and with that retailer. So can you then redeem this into money, or it depends what you're gonna get at certain stores?
No, fantastic. So the wallet itself sits in points, and to be honest with you, we've designed the system, and it's in points that's then backed against a dollar value. And the reason for that is that we don't intend this just to be South Africa. We're going to be rolling this out across the continent. Obviously, there's steps that need to be taken in place as we enter a country, which is the correct strategic off-ramp partner. Then that there are advertisers that are advertising into those regions before we unlock the countries. But what would happen is you build up points in your wallet inside a Gain for Me, and once it's got to a value that you want to now redeem, we off ramp. So you literally instantaneously transfer that value into your local currency, and that then comes into and transfers into the strategic off ramp partner's wallet. Now, the partner that we chose and selected was Shoprite Financial Services. Amazing bunch of people. Jean Olivier and his team are just wonderful to deal with a real heart for helping Africa. And the value gets transferred into their vouchering system. So that means it's available for both South African citizens and anyone that's in the country and the unbanked. And I think that's the critical component. We don't want to exclude anyone with the ability to be able to earn an income from watching adverts. That will then go into that environment, and you don't just have to buy groceries. The beauty of Shoprite Financial Services' wallet, called the Money Market account, is there are a whole lot of other services. You can buy airtime, you can pay for electricity, you can order bus tickets, you can buy insurance products. So we unlock this whole ecosystem to enable people to be able to get part of the digital and financial inclusion.
Ross, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you at this point in time, but this is the last one that I want us to look at. With what y'all are doing, it's very apparent where the reward system is evolving. Look at it now. I'm not the typical one. My wallet is filled with these reward cards. My goodness, that's a lot of cards. And with what you guys are doing is kind of different to what we are currently doing. But what do you see happen in the next 5 years with this kind of reward system?
Well, what I really see is, our vision and heart is to be able to supplement a person's income at least at a minimum to be able to be the equivalent of the SASSA grant, and build higher. And I think as the brands build up and grow on the platform, the kind of potential for people to supplement their income to support South Africans and the rest of Africa becomes really amazing. And that's what my heart is for the next 5 years, is that we can really grow this and cover the whole of the country, and that brands really commit to seeing the value of what this is doing and the impact it's having in our country.
All right. Thank you once again for engaging us this morning. I hope people took what they needed to take, especially if, the people that really love these things, the rewards. The people that invest in making something yana online. So this is another way of making something yana online, you guys, if you think it's for you. What's it called again? Game for Me.
Game for Me, that is correct, yes.
Yeah.
And it's gameforme.com.
Ah la la. All right, Ross, have a fantastic Sunday going forward. And thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much, Anne.
All right,
Goodbye.
that was rather my guest, Ross Joughin, who is a Synapser CCO on Tech Africa this morning. Man, I'm sure you're sitting there thinking, where's my Sunday music? Sawara, I got you. We're going to go to music now. Finally, it is 9:27 Central African time, so enjoy it.
Africa in Business on Channel Africa.
The United States was very vocal at the beginning.